sometimes you can sense that I'm close to you down on the pitch, because my voice sometimes, my old experience and military voice can be heard down to the ref. Since we started the travel of Östersund Football Club 96, as it was founded up here in Östersund, with the other clubs who want to have a chance to compete on a high level, we struggled for many years to come up from the level we were. We were actually relegated to what we call the second division, which is actually the fourth tier of Swedish football, which might not be as glamorous as we wanted, but it made us to rethink why we were involved and why we put so many hours in the game of football. It made us reflect over ourselves, and we changed direction for both ourselves and also for the club. That actually started in 2010, where we did an analyze, we organized the club in a different way, and we started up a lot of different activities around the club. Activities like youth house that you've seen up in the stadium, which we are very, very proud of, and we hope that we will develop the youth house to be a key area now in the area where we have a lot of different sports. The activities there will be important for the club, both now but especially in the future. We started up a youth academy, and we changed the directives to the youth academy, and we organized it in a way that we thought were proper at that time. We've changed it again. And we are looking for another way to express ourselves in the youth development. We started up another academy, which is the Culture Academy, which is something for everybody in the club. We started up with watching, seeing performances of different parts of culture. The year after, last year, we performed in a fantastic evening here, which I will always remember as one of the great points of 2014. And one of my high moments of the start of last year, with all the expectation of Superettan and being on top level of Swedish football and all the dreams that creates. One of the top things that have made me reflect a lot during the year was the moment we had with David Lagercrantz around his writing and the publishing of the book of Zlatan. Since he is part from Skåne, but as you know, he's also a jämte, as he has a house up here in Jämtland. I think the things that the book creates and also the things that David told us about inspired at least me to reflect over things which I think is important in my own leadership. And I'm very happy for that, and therefore when I discussed with the culture coach Karin about how should we have to start up, and since we keep people here who are good enough, you know, the gaffer is still here, and I'm still here, and why should we break a chain of success? So therefore we actually invited David again to come up and talk a little bit about writing and maybe a little bit about that butterfly that can be in an author who releases books. And also, hopefully David can put something to us, to give us inspiration for the year to come. Because we're only in the beginning of a project and a trip that would be fantastic for us. Only if we work hard. And of course, it will be after that David had inspired us some. It will be a new challenge. A new challenge for the club. And that will probably be, at least for me, the absolutely toughest ever. So if you think that having that performance here of singing and dancing was tough, I will just tell you, you have to hold your horses, because next thing is something totally different. So that was my small introduction, and I'm very happy to introduce David Lagercrantz.
So, hello there, I'm happy to be back. Am I talking too loud now? So, congratulations first of all to playing great in the berättar, and for the book coming out. I know all about that, coming out with a book. It's nervous. What will the critics say? What will the friends say? But anyway, I think it's a very good thing to write, actually. And I think it's a very good thing to write about yourself, about us. Because writing, if you do it properly, is to understand yourself. And if you do it, it's a good thing to try to search for crucial elements. Not that what's exciting for you, but maybe something you can learn about. That you can learn about yourself. I had a few moments in my life that I'm thinking back to. First of all, I used to be very nervous speaking to people like this, especially in English. And people will ask me if I would come to speak, and I say no. But one day, actually, I said yes, and I was so terribly nervous. I thought I was, going to die or something. But I did it, and I felt so great afterwards. And I've been thinking about that many times in life, that you have to risk something to gain something. And after that, I sort of seized the risks. Now I'm doing a new book, I certainly had to work hard. And that's one thing, you have to risk something to gain something. Another thing that I remember when I started writing, my first job, I was not as successful at all. My first job was at an in-house magazine at Volvo. I was writing about car parts. It was not fun at all, actually. And all my colleagues, they were just writing it like this, of course. I mean, it was a Volvo, this small paper, and nobody read it. But I sat there anyway, and I thought that I wanted to write it good anyway. And they said, come on, Dave, this is your only Volvo, come on. But I tried. And afterwards, I think, and I tried a little bit harder then, even if it didn't matter. Maybe that's the reason that I'm doing quite well now. And I've been thinking about that all the time. If you do just work a little bit harder than your friends, you will in the long run be much better. Just work a little bit harder. And I think about that all the time. Even though I think that I'm finished, just do it a little bit more. I've always been thinking about this sort of evidence that are important for you. And when I met Zlatan, we were beginning this journey, I said to him, if we're going to do this, we have to do it properly. Writing a book is a little bit like therapy. And writing a good book you had to understand yourself. And I thought in the beginning, Zlatan just wanted to tell me tough stories. You know, he was driving in his Ferrari and in his Porsche, driving faster than the police who were chasing him. But after a while, I think he really understood what it was all about. This was trying to understand how Zlatan became Zlatan. And I think as many of us did, he understood that the crucial moment was in his childhood. Especially, you know, about him, of course, he was a guy from the ghetto, with his immigrant parents, and they're quite poor, and he was new in Medverkande. And Medverkande, you know, is a team with middle class and even upper class guys. And Zlatan immediately understood he didn't talk like the others. I mean, they had football shoe costing 2,000 kronas with Chenguru leather or something. Zlatan bought his shoes for 69.90 in the grocery store. A pair of shoes laid next to the cucumbers and the tomatoes. And when they were out on journeys, I mean, the friends had 2,000 crowns, Zlatan had nothing at all. And they were polite guys, you know, they had great upbringing, so they said, "Oh, nice to meet you. Zlatan come from wherever you go back to." "Hey man, you tough or so?" I mean, he was a fighter. He had his crazy holes. And what happened was, of course, that they thought, what kind of guy is this? You know, if you read the book, the fathers, they wrote a petition that he wanted Zlatan to get away from the team. They wanted to kick him out from Malmö. They really wanted to throw him out from the club because they thought he didn't fit in. And if you anywhere, anytime experience a thing like this, of course, you could cope with it in different ways. You can say to yourself, but, well, I don't belong, so I'll just go. Or maybe you will try to just be like them. Be like the other upper class and middle class guy. Try to behave inside, say things like, nice to meet you or so. Zlatan started to think instead. And that's, I think, is just as important as he has been training hard. He tried to think about his situation. And you understand one thing, if a guy like me, a guy whose name is Ibrahimovic, you know, nobody knows, foreign name, it's not enough that I'm just as good at Leif Larsson or Micke Svensson or all these Swedish names and guys. It's not as good that I'm twice as good. A guy like me has to be 5 times as good. I have to work harder. And that was one thing, very important thing, that he, sort of a philosophy. The other thing was that he understood, how shall I really cope with this? I'm different. How should I fit in this organization? And he said to himself, I will listen to them. I will learn everything they teach here. And how to play ball, how to behave. And that's quite normal. But on the other hand, he said, I will not listen. Because when they say that you are dribbling too much, when they want to change the things that are special to me, I will not listen. He said to himself, I am Zlatan Ibrahimovic. I will listen and I will not listen. I will learn and I will keep the good things in me. And I think if you want to understand why he became such a great star, we have to see there in his philosophy. We understand that he had to work harder because he was the guy who wasn't liked because he was different. And he understands how important it is to find your own way. Of course, when you are a club, I mean, you have a great culture, of course. Feel how should you behave in ÖFK or in every team, but at the same time try to think, what is special in me? What is it in me that are different? How shall I keep it? And how shall I still learn from it? And I think the good process, when you start all these good things that you started in writing, is that you start to think about your football in the same way as you think about your writing, about your arts. Think what philosophy is behind my training. Every time you go home, just be not just happy
train hard. Ask yourself, should I train in a different way? Should I change my philosophy in it? Maybe you should try, like Zlatan, to listen more and still not listen, not compromise with yourself. So keep on fighting. Work a bit harder. Try to find yourself, and I'm sure that you will go up in Allsvenskan and you will have this great challenge with the European team. Keep on fighting. Be a little bit better than the rest. Come on, guys. Thank you.